In the back of the Equinox, it came with a folding chair and a stroller. So I'll get that stuff out of here. Do have some floor mats. Spare tires back there, and of course it was low on air, so got that all filled back up again. Well, I'm going to start cleaning the interior of the car. I got most of the big garbage cleaned out of here. I'm going to start on the back and then work my way to the front. What is that? Hair tie. Anyway, it's pretty dirty. Not the dirtiest I've ever seen, but gonna dry vacuum it and then start cleaning on it with the shampooer and then work my way up to the front of the car. Well, I got the back cargo area kind of vacuumed out. So that's good. And we'll move up to the back seat and start cleaning that area. And here's the back seat area. I'm going to pull these rubber mats out. Probably wash those separately. And here is the back of the car. We'll see how the carpets come out. I'm gonna vacuum it first. Got the back seat area vacuumed out. Okay, we're gonna move up front and get that vacuumed out. Okay, here's probably the dirtiest part, the driver's side. Back seat is pretty stained though. And we'll get over here to the passenger side and just try to get this all vacuumed out. Okay, well, the front of the car is vacuumed out. So that's good. I think I'm gonna start shampooing the back and work my way up front. Not gonna do it all in one day, but just gonna start on hopefully the back today and do as much as I can. I got some Autobahn degreaser mixed up in this little pump sprayer here, and I've saturated the back carpet here, and I've got my little drill brush, so we'll just go ahead and work that in. Well, that's how the back of the car turned out. Turned out pretty good. And I got the back drill brushed in, so I'm just ready to start cleaning that out now. Well, that was the water from the back cargo area and the rear carpets. They're cleaning up pretty good. There's some pink stuff in the rugs that is not going to clean up. But I think one more little rinse on the back carpet here and we'll be done. Well, I got the back pretty much done. And I went back over this cargo mat again. It's definitely a lot cleaner than it was. A lot cleaner. So, I'll hit it maybe tomorrow or whenever I have some more time. Finding time to clean cars or do anything is difficult, but I try to do it when I can. So we'll just let this dry out and do it again sometime soon. Well, it's the next day, and I finally got around to working on the front of the Equinox again. So I got the cleaner drill brushed into the front carpets and on the passenger side as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning that out. Well, that was the water from the front of the car, driver and passenger side. Pretty dirty. It's cleaning up pretty well. I think I'm going to do one more clean on it and call it good. Here's the passenger side. So that's why floor mats were invented, to keep the carpets clean. But so many times the floor mats get thrown away or go missing and the car gets drove with no floor mats and you end up with dirty carpets. Well, let's see what we can do about these terrible headlights. Okay. I'm using one of these little kits here. Well, I sprayed some water on and used this little pad here to sand off some of the oxidation. So let's just hit it with the water and see how it looks. That's cleaning up. Now let's hit this side here. Well, I got everything sanded down. I scrubbed it with a rubbing compound for headlights, and then I cleaned that with denatured alcohol to make sure I get everything off of the headlight. Now I'm going to hit it with a surface activator, and then the most important step is going to be to clear coat it, because if you don't clear coat it, the whole headlight will get hazed back over. This headlight's got some moisture in there, but it's all thoroughly cleaned. Well, here's how the headlights turned out. A lot better. A lot better. And here's the passenger side that has condensation in it. I've got the daytime running light bulb pulled out. Hopefully it'll evaporate some out of there. But actually, I got the rest of the car pretty much finished up. Or about as done as I'm going to be with it. I washed it up. It's still a little dusty. I've been driving it, but overall it cleaned up pretty well. I didn't get that sticker off the window, whatever that was, a chicken or a flower or some darn thing. Yeah, it's got a dent in the quarter panel. Oh well. Well, here's under the hood. Gave it a quick little spray off. Well, here's the inside of the car. Yeah, the seat is still ripped. I just put this little cover over it for now. Maybe full seat covers might be better because these things kind of slide around, but kind of covers it up a little bit. Cleaned the floor mats, pressure washed them, put them back down. But the carpet's cleaned up really well. Obviously, there's a hole in the carpet. Nothing you can do about that. Passenger side, same story, except no hole in the carpet. Cleaned up pretty good. But it kind of looks like that the floor mats were an afterthought. They were put in at a later date, probably to cover up the dirty carpets rather than keep the carpets clean. So that's why I like floor mats. I especially like the rubber kind because you can just rinse them off and away you go. But the door panels cleaned up really well, and so did the dashboard. The driver's side cleaned up really well too. This was pretty dark. Took some scrubbing, but it cleaned up. Back seat cleaned up. And the carpets nice and clean. A little bit of stainage. Some of that red stuff didn't come out, but oh well. These carpets are probably 18 years old, so old enough to vote. Lot better. Lot better. And here's how the rear area turned out. Really nice. It's a bit warm today. 96 degrees showing on the thermometer. It does have Pioneer speakers at least. And they do sound pretty darn good. The stereo itself, it has a lot of buttons. And if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of hard to know what each thing does and do it in the blink of an eye. So it would definitely take some learning. In the back of the car, looks like we got a subwoofer. Something I find kind of interesting, there is no OnStar on this car. And it is an 06, and I know OnStar was going in stuff long before that. So OnStar must have still been an option, because this thing it's, for what it is, fairly well equipped. I mean, you got a sunroof and the stereo and heated seats and all that good stuff. It does have all-wheel drive, but no OnStar. Kinda odd in my opinion. I thought it only had one cup holder. Turns out it's got a little set right there. So you can have 3 drinks right there with you. And the back, you've got some cup holders. Now the back seat, I thought had the worst leg room ever. Till I was cleaning the car and found a little bar back there. It actually makes the leg room pretty nice. So the counterpart to this in GM's fleet was the Pontiac Torrent. And that lasted till 2009 and went away with the demise of Pontiac. Got a nice look to it, in my opinion, for what it is. It's got a nice color. I believe it's been repainted, but nice color. I think Equinoxes get kind of a bad reputation because of the later ones, because I know when I worked at a dealership, we would sell used Equinoxes and Terrains. They were newer than this though, and they were always in the shop. Overall, the fuel is not super refined, but it's not terrible either. To me, it feels adequate. The road noise isn't absolutely terrible. And it seems to get pretty good gas mileage after I've changed the spark plugs, of course. Because it was guzzling the gas before that. I think that if the interior was just a little bit better quality, that would go a long way with this car. But you know, it is what it is on a 2006 General Motors product. Transmission shifts nice and smooth. The other thing that GM did not give you on the Equinox, as well as other models, is a keyhole on the passenger side. That's great if you've got a key fob, but if you don't, well, you're going to have to do all your unlocking from the driver's side. You do have your power windows all right down there, front and center. Takes a little getting used to. You got some pockets down here on the driver and the passenger side for storage. You do have steering wheel controls, which is kind of nice for your cruise control and adjusting of the stereo. The dashboard is still in pretty good shape. I also changed the spark plug wires down there as well. It needed it. But I've put probably about 1,600 miles on this car so far. And the miles have kind of flown by pretty quick. It's actually not a bad little car to drive around. The wheels look pretty good on it. They're in pretty good shape as well. But I'm pretty much done with doing stuff on this car. It's not perfect, but I'm not trying to restore it. I'm just trying to make it into a reliable car, and I think I've accomplished that task. So that is going to wrap it up on this 2006 Chevy Equinox.